Lifespan continues its commitment to excellence in broadcasting with our coverage of the 2009 State of the Church Address press conference. We now join it already in progress.
And that is why we are confident that life groups will revolutionize the connectivity of the constituency at Life Assembly. And that is also why we believe that pink is the new black. Before Pastor Andrew comes out to take any questions today, I was going to field a few of them for you guys. So does anybody have anything you want to... Let's go you right there in the hat.
Yes, sir. Morton Kabadabish with the Mount Juliet Gazette. Can you confirm the reports that Pastor Andrew plans to raise church funds via a new initiative called Operation Give More, which is really nothing more than a 3% tithe increase?
Listen, Mort. Can I call you Mort?
No.
Okay. We are definitely in a financial crunch here, and there's no doubt about that. But however, I can categorically deny that we would take any measure of such extreme proportions. I can say it wouldn't even be discussed here among our staff.
Then could you explain your comments in an interview with the Laverne Beacon in which you stated, and I quote, "The only way to assure the financial future of Life Assembly is a 3% tithe increase," end quote?
I don't recall that particular comment. Any other questions? Okay, none. Then we're going to move on, and Pastor Andrew is going to come out now and field some questions from you guys.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Mr. Pastor.
Okay, let's see. Take a few questions this morning. Any questions across the room? Any questions? Any questions? Yes, ma'am. You with the clipboard.
Yes, sir. Louise McDermott with Smyrna Sentinel. Is there any truth to the rumor that coffee will be banned in the sanctuary effective February 1st of this year?
I've just been informed. I'm pretty sure that that's classified, ma'am. Okay, anybody else in the room that has a question for me?
Right here.
You, sir, here in the middle.
Tom Dalton. I'm not with anyone, actually. I was a visitor last week, and I was informed that every first-time visitor got a coffee mug. I didn't get one. Could you let me know about that?
I don't know anything about that. I think we're probably out of them. Okay. Let's see, questions. Yes, you, ma'am.
Pastor, question.
Yes, sir. I'm Barbara McIntosh with the Lebanon Democrat. The Associated Press recently ran a story detailing the growing rift between you and your children's pastor, Roy Stone. Would you care to comment on this story?
I would not have any comments on that because, Pastor Roy and I, we get along great.
So you're denying reports of a conversation with an unnamed staff member in which you reportedly referred to Roy's ministry as nothing more than, and I quote, a three-ring circus complete with balloon animals and cotton candy, end quote.
I would have to categorically deny that. All right, let's see. Anybody else have any other questions in the room before we, last question. Sir, you in the back of the room, I see that you need an eyebrow trim.
Pastor Andrew, I can't believe you would say such a thing. I thought we were friends. I thought we had a great relationship. Is that all you think about me and my ministry, that I'm some kind of clown? You stick me and the kids downstairs in the basement? I thought we had a better relationship than this.
Pastor Roy, well, maybe we could talk about this later?
No, we'll deal with it now.
He's got a shoe!
Okay, Pastor, wake up, Pastor! Pastor! Pastor, you okay? Pastor, wake up!
Pastor, wake up.
Whoa.
Wake up.
Whoa! Oh, man. Oh, my goodness. You're not gonna believe the dream that I just had.
What happened?
It was unbelievable. It was like the whole, we were at this, and the church people were, and they were asking, and it was like, what have we done for security for this event?
Well, actually, we've had a team of experts and ushers working around the clock to increase security measures for this State of the Church address. Pastor, at approximately 5 p.m. yesterday evening, security teams arrived at Life Assembly. You can rest assured that every square inch of this property is being monitored from our main control room set up in an off-site secure facility with our top specialists watching 24/7. We are also prepared for airborne biological attacks by monitoring the HVAC systems. Pastor, there are 2 Secret Service agents assigned to every entrance. The front and the office doors, the lower entrance, and the youth and children's side access doors. We also have multiple units patrolling the lower fields and the surrounding pastures. Pastor, we have brought in all of our best agents from around the country for this State of the Church address. You won't be disappointed.
And they're all around.
They're there.
Okay, I'm all right with that.
Daryl, can you believe these guys? How much time and energy they put into these videos?
What is this, man? If they wanted to announce Andrew, they could just said his name.
I know. What do they do all day? Do they just play all week?
Clearly, they got nothing better to do.
It's like they're a bunch of Spielberg wannabes or something. Jujubes?
Yeah.
At least the popcorn's good.
Oh, man, this is good. Popcorn's good. Jujube's excellent.
Mort, we're going to take our viewers now to some footage shot earlier this morning of Pastor Andrew's motorcade pulling into the parking lot of Life Assembly. Here we see the limousine approaching the front entrance as he and his family are going to exit and make their way into the actual church facility.
That's right, Chad. He's here to meet with some advisors to go ahead and go over the speech. Last-minute details being ironed out right now. I think you can see his hat at this point. I believe that hat is made of deer.
That's fascinating, Mort. We also, in an unprecedented event this morning, witnessed Pastor Andrew mingling with the church constituency at a makeshift casual breakfast, a meeting of the people of Life Assembly.
That's right, Chad. Who is Pastor actually greeting right now?
Actually, Mort, I believe that is Leslie Bringhurst. She's a student at Shift 122 Ministries here at Life Assembly, and they just returned from a trip to Bolivia together.
That's right, I heard about this. I think that she has just been placed in charge of a new initiative the pastor is launching this very week, No Child Wet Behind.
That's fascinating, Mort. It would appear now that Pastor is making his way across the sanctuary floor to a man who is no stranger to the wardens, one Jason Henry.
That's right, Chet. Jason is a physician's assistant at Summit Medical Center right here in Nashville. Even though he's a physician's assistant, Pastor enjoys calling him Doc, all the same.
I tell you, you can really tell that these two have been through a lot together, traveling to other parts of the world together, injuries and whatnot. You can tell by their warm embrace that they're close.
Sure you can. That warm embrace is pretty standard fare for any pastor, but I got to tell you, the noogie that you're seeing right now, that pastoral noogie, that is very significant and is set apart just for the State of the Church address.
I tell you, Mort, it's a noogie he'll never forget. Well, Mort, it would appear now that Pastor is making his way to another section of the sanctuary towards another good friend of his, Mr. Mark Oglesby.
That's right, Chad. Mark is actually the tour manager of the platinum-selling phenomenon One Republic.
And I tell you what, it shows. I mean, just look at that hair that Mark has. You gotta wonder if the Secret Service agents have checked it for weapons.
Yes, I believe I saw them doing that when I walked in this morning.
A lot of people don't know that actually Pastor Andrew is a prolific songwriter.
Yes, that's right, Chad. They don't know that because it's not true.
I gotta tell you, Mort, I'm surprised now to see Pastor Andrew moving to the other side of the sanctuary, towards one John Willis. Early on in this administration, much like many historical leaders, Pastor Andrew has tried to avoid certain camera shots, much like FDR did. In Pastor Andrew's case, he wanted to avoid being caught on camera next to someone of significant height.
That's right, Chad. When you pastor a large church like Pastor Andrew does, you want to project a certain power and grace from the pulpit. And it's easy to do when you're standing on those tall stairs, but when you're down on the floor and there's somebody tall hovering over you, you come off a little bit like a white Gary Coleman.
You know, Mort, it really gives new meaning to the phrase, "What you talking about, Willis?"
Indeed.
Well, actually, Mort, we're receiving word from our producers that the moment of the State of the Church address is about to begin.
That's right, Chet. What key items in the speech are you expecting today that makes it different from any of the other speeches he's given, the many speeches?
Well, Mort, the administration actually just released to us a written copy of the speech, though it is under embargo and we are not allowed to release any of the contents to the public. But I can tell you by looking at this document that it will not be brief.
Wow, I'm looking at it with you, and good night. That is a 65-page document, and that is single-spaced, Chet. I do not envy the people out there today. Yes, the document has actually been pre-typed ahead of time, and that should really serve to curb the made-up words that we're so used to hearing in a Pastor Andrew sermon.
Yes, we're expecting a high degreeness of ingeniousness.
Indeedly do. The globalness of this whole project just leads us through the process that is Life Assembly. Wouldn't you agree, Chet?
Mort, I would say that the entities that we are facing today are of a high massivity. Now we are going to cut live to see as the Speaker of the House approaches the lectern to introduce our pastor this morning.